we move on to number 14.
I'm 16.
Shut up. Shut up.
I had
Oh
to.
my God. Of course you did. Party at the Moon Tower.
It was
All
told
right.
there'd be no math involved.
There would be no math involved in this. So let me get to this. Let's get to 14. I want to play this first.
This is the story about how we bent the rules of time. 62% of consumers say they don't have time for self-care. So we brought in the expert to help them make time. Nope, not that guy. Not him either. This guy, Father Time.
Huh.
First, we transformed this age-old symbol of, well, aging into a youthful advocate for self-care. Then, we spread the word about OrangeTwist as the place to go to make time for yourself. And while all those people made some time, the campaign made a lot of impact.
Don't that feel real funky, y'all?
$40.3 million impressions. Over 1,500% increase in social mentions. Surpassing goals by 36%. Increased daily site traffic by 120%. Doubled monthly lead volume. Increased conversion rate by 5 times. Decreased CPA by 50%. Boosted brand awareness by 22%. And reclaimed more time than we could count. If we can turn back the hands of Father Time, imagine what we can do for you.
Love it.
Well done. All right. So unmute yourselves. Before you talk, make sure that you introduce your name so that we know what's up. So let's start with what this brand is. So let's start with that.
My name is Warren Schaefer. I'm the president of Monntide. OrangeTwist is a med spa, a chain of 16 right now. Sorry, 16 location med spas across the U.S.
Okay. What was the brief on this one?
Well, actually, this is an interesting one. This is a repeat client. We did work for them for several years, launched their brand with a new style and a modern look. Then they left and they brought it all in-house. And then about a year and a half later, they came knocking on the door and said, please help us again.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah. So we were happy to oblige. And we needed to make the brand. They had lost their way. They had gone off the brief. They brought it in-house and kind of bastardized what the brand look and feel.
Right.
So we had to put it back on the rails again. And give it a new modern look again. So cleaned up the logo, modernized the orange,
right,
and then obviously introduced Father Time.
So much fun. I
Wait,
remember when this came out.
Somebody made a comment. Jesus meets Flavor Flav.
Yeah, I know. I love the transformation from Bob Weir to Lebowski. I just think it's it was just so, when it first came out, I was like, that's pretty damn genius. It was so much fun, and the color palette, the design color palette, it all meshed together, and it just made for a really fun. Okay, what the heck is OrangeTwist? I got to get to know what this brand is all about. So it definitely served its purpose well, and I love what you do.
Let's take a look at a 30 here.
Just what kind of sorcery is this?
This? OrangeTwist.
Huh. Where the humans had learned to turn back the hands of time. My hands. Father Time. With age-defying treatments like facials and lasers.
Got time for a hydrofacial?
OrangeTwist. Make time for you.
And just a reminder to everybody, wear sunscreen. And if you're going to wear sunscreen, this is hashtag not an ad. I'm a Sunbum devotee, and they are independently owned. So Sunbum, we don't care what sunscreen you use, just use sunscreen. I think that's basically what it is. It's sort of what they say. So anyway, sunbum.com. Hashtag not Nat. But we're back to Orange Twist. Here's the thing about this, and I'm going to bring Andy Millard from Curiosity in on this. This type of brand / product, a couple of things. Number one, a lot of times they are like just one privately owned, which is fine, which is great. The other thing is that it can seem intimidating, if that makes sense. What I love about this is it occupies a place that feels really accessible. It doesn't feel you're not in Oregon yet? Okay, we gotta get some locations in Oregon. But I think the accessibility of this. So you'd mentioned that, this was a great brand glow up, and you do see the before and after. But talk about the importance of accessibility, because in a lot of ways this is a discretion, especially now, this is a discretionary purchase, but this feels very, very welcoming. Talk a little bit about that, Monntide folks.
Well, before I just talk about the welcoming part, what's really unique in the category is the seeming focus on the male. This category is always female centric, right?
Yep.
So by introducing Father Time, it really breaks the mold as to how the industry, who the industry points towards. And while it's still a predominantly female industry, the incidence of men, it has been increasing throughout the years. So we use Father Time as a reference, but at the end of the day, he does relate equally to men and women. As far as the accessibility is concerned, I mean, almost the name itself, Orange Twist, gives you a feeling of uplifting and accessibility and fun.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of the other med spas focus on the med part a little bit more, right? I don't know. I think it's naturally lended itself to going into a space that was more welcoming, and also the locations where they're placed are in high traffic, prominent shopping facilities. So you're going over to Whole Foods and you bump into an Orange Twist. It's again another accessibility piece.
I love that, Kyle. First of all, let's go to Andy Millard. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's really clever. I think at least like with this screen we're looking at here, I think photography and social is like super key. And I think your use of like, close in cropped photography can really like help in the social world. And then I think like the hint of orange, like all around from like a brand point of view, I think is really nice. I'm a big fan of type, and so I think you chose a really great typeface that like soft. It's almost like a thin Cooper. I really think it was a good touch. So all in all, I would agree with the accessibility thing. So yeah.
Kyle.
Yeah, and being able to bring a male aesthetic into the med spa, which is definitely not the case almost ever. It really gives that touch that okay, that might be open for everybody. Okay, it's not just women going in and who have way too much money going in and getting dermabrasions, whatever they're getting. It's like, okay, this could be accessible for me. I might just want to go in and like look slightly less older than I am. Yeah. Because I could certainly use one here and there, but I mean it does. It's
so bad right now.
But it with the orange, and the definite tones of orange, I think it really softens it up, but keeps it bold nonetheless.
Yes. Yeah. I love it. All right. Monntide folks. Last word. What's the most rewarding? What was most rewarding about this campaign? I mean, obviously there's the nuts and bolts, but when you were able to sit back, look at the entirety of it and kind of nod, What are you thinking when you're doing that? All right, we did this.
Well, being a data-driven shop like we are, the whole concept, obviously not Father Time specifically, but the whole concept was rooted in research about the target, where 63% of people report that they don't make enough time for themselves, but they know they should be making more time. So that's where it all spawned from. But I think the most rewarding part is seeing that it's working. As you saw in that initial video, you know, you can make great ads, you can make ads that work, but often you don't make ads that are great and also work. And in this instance, that's what we've been able to achieve. Their sales are great. Their social following has increased dramatically. Website visits are up. Completion of bookings are up. You know, in every measure that we look at, everything's going the right direction. So we'll just have to see when the next one can come out that brings Father Time, maybe with a partner or something. Who knows?
Okay. That's what we call a tease in the business. All right. Thank you, all of you. Where was the? Oh, there's the dog. Oh my God.
Oh, he just walked by.
Yeah, I know. Had boy or girl?
That's a girl. We got all that 5 dogs out there.
One of many.
Yeah. Well, we're excited. I think we're gonna have to do a 5-for-1 entry kind of thing.
There you go. We're ready.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, first of all, huge thanks for supporting this mission. Love hearing the story, and it's just it is again looking at performance meets creativity in a way that works. I love it. So congratulations and thanks again for supporting this mission.
Thank you guys.
All righty.